Hi, my name is Evie Peterson, and I am a senior at Northwestern High School. I recently read a newspaper article that really changed my perspective about a certain topic. This newspaper article is from the Aberdeen American News, and Renee Tanner wrote it about her husband. It's called His Disease Was a Matter of Life and Death. We found out that my husband Tim had cancer several years ago, back when kids were very small. It didn't bother him at the time, but there were days that he also suffered, mostly in silence. We had jobs and kids and dreams to chase, but cancer was an uninvited distraction. She then goes on to describe her husband's symptoms and how it affected his work and daily life, and how he had to make multiple hospital visits, and he also ended up having to lose his job because of this. Renee Tanner then goes in at the end and says, I told you my husband had cancer, but I lied. The truth is he died from a major depressive disorder. Read this again and change every instance of the word cancer to depression. Does your opinion change? I guess not. If you think people with depression can just get over it, if you think people with depression can choose their own treatment, and if you think depression can't be a matter of life and death, please remember this story and think of someone you know. Maybe someone you love, and then think again. Um, After hearing this article, does it change your perspective on this disease? Many people take depression too lightly and do not understand how serious of a mental illness it can be. Affecting people's lives daily, depression can easily consume one's life. Depression symptoms vary from person to person. WebMD describes it as a feeling of sadness, loneliness, or grief when you go through a difficult life experience and do not bounce back. WebMD also included multiple symptoms that are very common in people with depression. The first is trouble concentrating. Second is extreme fatigue. Third is hopelessness. 4 is loss of interest in once pleasurable things. 5 is persistent sadness, and 6 is suicidal thoughts. Depression symptoms can range widely. Other warning signs of depression are people who cannot concentrate, they're very tired all the time, and losing interest in things that they once enjoyed. The most obvious symptoms are the persistent sadness and suicidal thoughts or attempts. There are different types of depression. The first type is major depressive disorder. There are at least 8 known types of depression, and they're all categorized based on the symptoms, how the person feels, and what kind of medication can help the individual. The second is persistent depressive disorder. The third is bipolar disorder. The fourth is seasonal affective disorder. The fifth is psychotic depression. 6 is postpartum depression. 7 is situational depression, and 8 is atypical depression. There are also different ways that you can treat depression. There are many effective ways, and the first is to get into a routine. When you get into a routine, it gives you something to look forward to and keeps your days mostly regular, so then you're not thrown into a loop when something different happens. Setting goals is another good way, so then you have something to look forward to. Getting exercise, eating healthy, and getting enough sleep are all ways that help someone stay healthy normally. But this can also help someone with depression by keeping their mental health in order. Those are all simple ways that can help their mental health greatly. In conclusion, depression is a very serious issue. People need to be aware of all the symptoms and ways that help people treat their depression. There are 8 different types of depression that are known, and they're all categorized based on their symptoms, how the person feels, and what kind of medications that you can use to help the individual. The ways to treat depression is to get in a routine, set goals, exercise, eat healthy, and get enough sleep. Thank you for listening, and I hope I have increased your knowledge on the topic of depression.